the Auburn Blitz Podcast, your direct source for all Auburn all the time with Brett Pritchard, Faith Richardson, and Randy Lee.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Auburn Blitz Podcast here on this Tuesday morning. We're glad that you joined us wherever and whenever it is that you tune us in each and every day here on the Auburn Blitz and making Auburn Blitz part of your daily Auburn athletic intake. I'm Brett. That's Jason Caldwell with 24/7 Sports, Auburn Undercover. Jason, good to have you with me this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good to be here. And busy day to start this week off after a busy weekend of travel. But yeah, whole lot going on, and get ready to get back on the road again this week.
Yeah, this travel stuff will get to you. I guess we'll see each other out in College Station on Saturday too. But first things first, obviously massive news yesterday coming out about midday with the retirement of Bruce Pearl. And then really kind of immediately after that, the announcement of Stephen Pearl, not in an interim tag, but as going to be the next head basketball coach following his dad there. I tell you, man, that's it's big news around here. I mean, my phone was blowing up. I know yours was, and just kind of wild. There'll be a press conference tomorrow that we'll be at. So looking forward to that and talking about that. But just, initial thoughts from you, Jason, on this. I mean, Bruce Pearl's the best, coach in Auburn history in basketball. He brought this program out of the ashes. This thing was in the cellar to a national power.
Yeah, no question about it. It's I said I work with some younger guys, and it's tough for them to appreciate it because once they started college and we're here, it's been kind of Bruce Pearl, and so for folks that are college students now, I mean, they just you don't have the memories of we do going to games at Beard Eves and there'd be 2,000 people for an SEC game in a place that seats 15. It's like there were years at times
to get you in,
and there was success at times,
right?
But nothing like we saw under Bruce Pearl. To make two Final Fours. I mean, literally, I'm 53 years old now. If you had told me when I was 40 that Auburn's going to make a Final Four, I'd say, you're out of your mind. It's not going to happen.
Right.
To make two Final Fours, no chance. To win 5 SEC championships in a span of, 9 years? 8 years? Not going to happen. To do what he's done at Auburn, just phenomenal. And so the good news about this one is that nothing changes other than Stephen Pearl moves in. It's still the same system, the same assistant coaches. They're doing the same things. And we got to watch some practices this summer. And Stephen Pearl has been heavily involved for the last couple of years. I mean, he does a lot of coaching. He did a lot of coaching this summer. And so I think he is prepared, ready to go. And, now you get a roster that is brand new, but talented group. But, yeah, no, it's just when you think about Auburn basketball now, for us it was players. Now Sonny Smith was did great things for Auburn, right? But it was always Charles Barkley, Chuck Person, Chris Porter. You thought about the players. You think Auburn basketball now, you think about the coach, and that's what you think about when you think about other programs. And Bruce Pearl is now forever linked to Auburn basketball.
No doubt. Like you said, two Final Fours in 19 and 25, obviously. One of the things that you look at is continuity in this day and age and making things as seamless as possible. And, we've all seen this coming. Let's be honest about it. We just didn't know when it was going to happen and when the hammer might fall. But if you read the tea leaves over the last 6 months, you things that Bruce Pearl has said in interviews, Jason, and talked about just really kind of if you're paying attention – He's trying to give you the answer. And, he was in an interview not too long ago and he said something about, winning a national championship. He just said, look, I still got the fire, but, I don't have to go back to another Final Four to prove anything or to have my hunger to win a national championship any greater than it already is. So You could just read some things, and you and I kind of had known some things a few months ago that there might be something. We didn't know when, obviously, but that it was coming maybe sooner rather than later. And you're right. Stephen Pearl has learned under his father and has been groomed in this. And again, from a continuity standpoint and keeping your roster and the level of comfort with players and coaches, I mean, it's right. To me, it's the right and the easiest thing for Auburn to do is to slide him in that position. Now, again, he's got to go be the head man now. It's a different deal than being the assistant, but he's got to run this program. But I don't think you could have learned under anybody better.
And and you look at it and you go, you can go about it two ways. You can go, hey, we're going to get somebody and bring them in, or you can go, hey, look, we want to keep what we have going moving forward. And Stephen Pearl has been, I mean, obviously he's been the defensive coordinator for this Auburn basketball program, but heavily involved in recruiting everyone, which is, I think, is a big deal. It reminds me really of Duke and John Shire. John Shire was not Coach K's son, but John Shire played at Duke, coached there, stayed there, was a part of that program for so long that you said, look, it just makes sense. And so they were able to slide John Shire in. And not only have they stayed where they were, like they're going back up again. Because they were good, but look at what they're doing now. And I think Auburn's going to have energy with Stephen Pearl. Bruce Pearl always had energy. I think it's going to be a different energy with Stephen Pearl. But I agree. I think, it'd been different if you had started sliding a little bit towards the end and you're going, oh man, what are you carrying on? What are you doing? I like to think about it in terms of like, maybe like Iowa football. You go like, okay, it's going to be really difficult to follow him, but it's not like you're following a guy who just won, 3 Big Ten championships. You don't have to, you don't necessarily have to stay where you are. And so I think that's the thing right now at Auburn. And staying where you are is a pretty good place to be.
Jason, player reactions. Have you heard anything from the players? I mean, obviously they've taken to social media and things, but just the embrace of Stephen, and moving into this. I mean, obviously there's sadness and disappointment because those guys came to Auburn to play for Bruce Pearl. But again, the interconnectedness of Stephen and really Stephen being the relationship builder here lately and going out and recruiting and saying, this is not like they're getting introduced to somebody they don't know.
Yeah, no, actually watched probably, I don't know, a little over an hour of practice, maybe an hour and a half of practice, on day one, and it looked like business as usual. Maybe some minor changes on kind of how they're doing things at times, but there's some competition involved, a lot of teaching, a lot of coaching. Again, that's what's always been the case. Even if BP was doing something or somewhere else, like this thing was kind of running, and so now Stephen is in charge. They'll do some things different. I think he'll start to put his own stamp on the program. But you look and with the staff you have coming back with Corey and Ira Bowman and obviously Burgermaster and now Ian Borders and Matt Gatens is there too, who was the previous assistant at Iowa. You have experience. You have guys who've been around basketball a lot and who have been around Bruce Pearl a long time. So you know exactly what to do. You know how to teach it. You know what to teach. You know the answers to the test. Sometimes that's the difficult part when you replace somebody. It's like, oh man, I don't know how he did that. Bruce Pearl let his guys coach. And now I think this is when you'll see that pay dividends.
Timing of this, what was right about this moment, Jason? Do you know any more about that?
No, I just think it was, hey, get through the summer and see how it feels probably. I don't know other than that, but, I think you make a decision, try to figure out when, and then obviously it's the first day of practice. And so look, say, hey, if I'm not in it, there's no need for me to go forward from this point. So you're starting day one and it's Stephen Pearl's team. And this is his instead of doing it in the middle of November after you get ready to play a game and go, man, I don't like the way I feel or whatever. I think look, if this is like a Band-Aid move. If it's not there, you better just rip it off and go. And I think that's what happened.
I do too. Again, though, we'll have more information tomorrow. Obviously, Stephen will be introduced officially as the new basketball coach for Auburn. And then, of course, I'm not, sure Bruce is going to be there and going to have some things to say and all. But again, just a big day yesterday with that announcement. I want to get to a few of my partners here, Jason, real quick before we move into football. Sensor Green, for air that is cool and clean, call on Sensor Green. They are the carrier experts here in the state of Alabama, saving you thousands of dollars on a new install. If you're thinking about buying a new unit, or you need a new unit, your unit's an old dinosaur, you need to go ahead and call Sensor Green. They'll get it taken care of for you. And again, they'll save you money not only on the purchase, but they'll save you money with a new installation on your power bill, because it'll be a more efficient unit. So call them Sensor Green, again, proud partners of Auburn Athletics and the Auburn Blitz podcast. Scout Program Management, a full construction management firm located in Birmingham, Alabama, working with municipalities and educational institutions to help guide them through the process of a big multi-million-dollar or hundreds of thousands of dollars projects that I've watched them work with people on, and holding people accountable to make sure things are done correctly. And when you're spending that kind of money, you probably don't have anybody on staff to maintain that. So you got to call on somebody, a program management company that can get it done correctly. Scout Program Management is that group. Call on them out of Birmingham. And Bunkers in downtown Auburn, just a tremendous group. Love going there. I know Jason loves going there. They remodeled, got more seating for people because they've been getting such big crowds. They got a stage now with live music, and it's just a great place to go hang out. Lots of TVs to watch all the games on Saturdays. If you're not going to make it out to College Station, or if you come to Auburn to hang out after games at Auburn, you can go there and hang out, and there's plenty of places for everybody. And you can also play on the simulated bays there, golf. Jason and I both have done that. It's a lot of fun. So check out Bunkers, downtown Auburn, with 50 parking spots there. You will not be disappointed. All right, Jason, moving on over to football. That was a tough one for Auburn to swallow on Saturday against Oklahoma. Had numerous opportunities, even with the things that happened in that game that were out of their control. Still had some opportunities, took the lead, late in that football game, and, credit Oklahoma for making a drive and doing the things they had to do to come down and win that game. But just kind of your overall thoughts. It was a rough start for Auburn on the road with a couple of blown calls by the officials, and you hate to belabor that. We talked about it pretty much for 20 minutes yesterday because you can't ignore it, because there were two calls that went against Auburn that really had a massive impact on the way that game ended.
Yeah, no, you look and go, look, if you get the fumble return for a touchdown,
right,
not only do you get 7 points, but it takes 3 points off the board. So that's
right,
a 10-point swing. Just
yeah,
that one play is a 10-point swing in the game. So that's a big deal. Obviously, the play where they run a guy to the sidelines and hang him out over there. That's a 15-yard penalty. It was second 22.
Yep.
So then you're talking about second 37, if that's the case. And so maybe they get a field goal out of it, but then you're talking about that's 14 points.
Right.
2 plays of the game is 14 points. That's how close things are in this league. Right. And Bruce and Hugh Freeze talked about it. So look, he said it again after the game the other night. He said, look, I think that's how this league's going to be, where you're going to have games that are going to be that close. And you look at it, and Auburn still had the ball with a chance to go, tie the game, take the lead. Take the lead. They would have been if you get a touchdown.
Yeah. Oh, you win. Yeah.
There in the fourth quarter, you still had the ball, but too many mistakes. I mean, that's the key. But obviously, everybody's talked about it. You look at the penalties. You look at the drive starting inside your own 10-yard line, the bad snap, all those things that happened. You look at it. But I walked off the field Saturday, and nothing in my mind has changed about this Auburn team.
Right.
I saw a team that can compete with everybody on the schedule.
Sure.
Might not win them all, but you went toe to toe with a top 10 team, and I don't know if Oklahoma's a 10-win team or not, but they're pretty good. I don't think they're great, but that's a good team on the road.
Sure.
Hyped up environment, and you went toe to toe, and so to me, I think if you're Auburn, you look at that going, okay, look, hey, we're pretty good, but you can't win games making that many mistakes. So clean those things up, and I think you're going to win your share of those. And you'll have to clean it up, because I think Texas A&M at the line of scrimmage is going to be better than Oklahoma. Now, maybe not defensively. Oklahoma defense is pretty darn good.
Yeah.
But offensively, this will be a little bit different challenge, I think, for Auburn's defense for the first time this year.
Coach Freeze talked about the offensive line and the sacks for Jackson, and you and I actually talked about after the game. You just can't hold the ball that long, and there was some concern going in to the season with some things we were watching in practice, some information coming out of the scrimmages that maybe Jackson was not making quick enough decisions. Well, we saw that play out against Oklahoma. Against a defensive front like theirs and guys that run downhill like their linebackers, you can't sit in the pocket for 5 or 6 seconds. Your offensive line can't hold up. They're going to get called for penalties, or you're either going to get sacked. And I thought he was right. I guesstimated that there was probably 4 or 5 that were on the offensive line. He just didn't have time to do anything. Mm-hmm. And then there was other half that he had a chance to make a decision to get rid of it or trust the receiver downfield. And I think that's really what it boils down to. Maybe that resonated with Jackson moving into this game against Texas A&M. It's like, look, okay, I just got to go trust my guys to make plays.
Yeah, I think, I thought, we talked so much about not turning the ball over that I think unconsciously that's been some of it for Jackson. Going, look, I'm just not going to turn the ball over. And to some degree, look, they still had a chance to win the game. And so you look at it and go, to some degree, it's paid off in the way they've done, because they've had opportunities, and they had an opportunity Saturday. But there's also
pass to Cam in the end zone, Jason.
Yeah, there's, like I said, there's a couple of missed throws that you look at. But, I think there's a couple of things. I went into that game thinking, look, they got to pay special attention to the run game. They got to pay special attention to the guys outside. Even within Auburn had some opportunities. I thought running back, tight ends were guys that could be involved. And we saw Damari Austin with a couple of pretty good catches. That's where, to me, Jackson Arnold has an opportunity to really do some good things, because people are absolutely going to go Cam Coleman. They're going to go Eric Singleton.
Right.
Malcolm Simmons, you look, and then they're going to say, look, we're going to kind of stack the line of scrimmage. I think throwing the ball to Jeremiah Cobb and throwing it to Damari Austin and Brandon Frazier are opportunities to where you can, in those situations, instead of holding the ball, taking a sack, dump it off and take 6 yards. I mean, that's the key to success as a quarterback. And I thought Saturday, got these opportunities down the field. I thought it became, okay, I'm looking down the field. And you can do that some, but you can't do it all the time. And it felt like it became hey, I'm going for the deep shot all the time, and it wasn't there. Then you take a sack. But again, I think, kind of went back to, and I went, look, 2017, Auburn played at Clemson early in the season. Mm-hmm. Got sacked 11 times.
That's 11 times. That was the 11 sack game, wasn't it? Yep.
But Auburn was never in that football game. Auburn never moved the football. They got demolished. Auburn did not get demolished Saturday.
No.
And so that's the thing. You look at it going, look, clean up those things, get rid of the football.
And special teams, Jason. Yeah, that's got to get better, man.
Got to get better, and no question about it. And I think you got some decisions to make, because Rashawn Pleasant is a great kickoff return man, but to me,
it's a penalty every time.
Yeah, well, if those guys, whoever it is, if you can't do this, then there's somebody else on the field. Do whatever you got to do, to make sure that you don't get those penalties, because you absolutely cannot block guys in the back on a kickoff and a punt. You can't do it because it's going to happen at the point of attack, which means it's way deep. And then Malcolm catches a punt at the 1 yard line.
Yeah. Got to know where you are on the field.
So so there's things that have to get fixed, yes, but I think physically, I think talent level, we saw it Saturday that like this team can go compete. And so now can you go clean it up and go back on the road and we said going into this whole stretch, this first 5-game stretch, you're like, okay, what's it look like? A lot of people went, man, if you're 3-2, you'd be pretty good. If you're 4-1, well, you got a chance to be 4-1. And in this league, if you can go 4-1 into this first 5 games, then you'd feel really good about where you are. And so Auburn's got that opportunity on Saturday.
Just feel like, those 2 road games back to back, you got to get one of them. And now that you let the Oklahoma one slip away, you almost feel like to reach the goal that you want, you got to get this one. Again, it doesn't make the season. I mean, you could lose it and run the table. I mean, there's all types of options, but you just feel so much better about yourself going into an off week if you're able to pull that win out. And Auburn's had success in College Station, Jason. It's a place where Auburn's gone over and played well. You know, we've taken teams over that weren't as good, obviously, as A&M and really controlled the pace of the game and won the game. So, you know, there's going to be another opportunity at 2:30 on Saturday for Auburn to get a huge road win and get to that bye week, you know, before you play Georgia and be in a really, really good position with that being a night game. I think all of us would love to see a one-loss Auburn team go up against Georgia. We don't know what Georgia's going to do this weekend. Obviously, it's a massive game for them, but we'll see. But I think business at hand for Auburn. Just your thoughts on Texas A&M. I mean, they've had the week off preparation. They had a big win against Notre Dame. This a better Texas A&M team than last year that Auburn played?
Yeah, I think so. I think just because Marcel Reed's had another year, he definitely looks like he's improved as a passer. They've added a couple of transfer receivers. One of those guys, Mario Craver from Clay Chalkville, that we saw playing a bunch of big football games in high school and started his career at Mississippi State. He's been good for the Aggies. So, I think they're better. You know, defensively, you know, we'll see. They lost a bunch of guys off that front and some key players in the secondary as well. You look last time out, like they won at Notre Dame, but they gave up they scored 40, gave up 40 and won somewhere around in there. It was in the 40s.
Right.
So they've had a week off. I would expect them to try to emulate a lot of what, Oklahoma did last week, which is make Jackson Arnold beat you throwing the football. Take your chances with that, which means try to stop the run. Because if you let Auburn run the football, you're going to be in trouble. So I think you look at it, and I won't be surprised to see a lot of pressure coming from them. And then, offensively, they can run the ball a little bit better. Quarterback run's going to be big, and Auburn's played some guys that can run it at quarterback. So, but Marcel Reed probably a little quicker than. Maybe it's more similar to South Alabama's quarterback from a couple of weeks ago.
I just got to ask you this, about Jackson, and I think a lot of people will ask it if things don't go well Saturday, and it's the same stuff that we saw against Oklahoma. At that point, you've lost 2 big road games. You're going into an off week. Do you reevaluate that position, Jason, as a whole? I mean, if you're seeing the same things not being corrected, if you're going, okay, this is what you got to do better, and you don't see that happen, do you think there's a possibility that you go, okay, maybe we need to look at some different things there?
Yeah, I don't know. It would have to be hard to say.
It's hard.
Yeah, it'd have to be really dramatic, like 8-9 sacks again, and more of them on the quarterback. That's the thing. I mean, like it'd been different if you go in and go like, well, you took 7 sacks. It was 4 or 5 plays.
Sure.
If you look up this week and you get sacked 7-8 times again, then you're going to have to look at everything you're doing.
Right.
To go, hey, look, what is everything we're doing? We need to reevaluate everything, and I think that's the case. So I don't think it'll just start or stop with Jackson Arnold. I think it would, but yeah. So he's protected the football, which has been good. I think if you continue to do that, then that's a good starting point for him. But obviously, if you get over there and struggle with inconsistency, miss some throws, you should make some of those things. Then I think everything. Here's the thing, probably everything's on the table anyway after 5 games. Where you go, hey, a bye week, you're going to reevaluate everything no matter what, and then try to figure out the best plan moving forward.
No doubt about it. A few more partners, Jason, and a couple more things I want to get with you on before we get off here this morning. Number One Customs, finishing up my master bathroom project here, and that is phenomenal. Can't wait to show everybody the pictures and the video before and after. If you need a bathroom or a kitchen or bedroom remodel, or you need an outdoor living space built, Number One Customs is the place to call. 334-752-6162. I promise you will not be disappointed. They have done a phenomenal job with our master bathroom. And again, can't wait to show everybody. Go check them out online. Check them out on Instagram. And their sister company, JFA Blue Plumbing, the Home Atlas water filter duo system can be installed in your house for $1,599. And every faucet will have purified water. So again, in this day and age, with all the chemicals and the things coming out of the tap, you need purified drinking water for your family. So check it out. JFA Blue Plumbing, 844 JFA Blue is the number there. And then Oliver Ross, a full service bartending company that will come out for your tailgates, your sorority, your fraternity parties, your conventions, or your private parties. They will handle it. Bring fully licensed, trained bartenders to your party and take care of everything. We'll clean up, take everything down. That's why you hire Oliver Ross. They'll make you look really good. So check them out there. All right, Jason, today they're going to announce the permanent opponents for everybody. Just speculate. We've seen all kind of different things. Obviously, two of them we know for Auburn is going to be Georgia and Alabama. The key is who's that third one going to be? Is it going to be Mississippi State? Is it going to be Vanderbilt? Or will the SEC hose Auburn and give them LSU or Florida or somebody like that?
Yeah, no, all along it felt like that it was going to be Vanderbilt as Auburn's third team.
Right.
I think that's going to be the case. That's kind of what we expected as they try to balance this thing out. The thing I'm interested in seeing is what does a 9-game schedule look like, and do they flip it? Because if they flip it and you turn this thing over, then Auburn's 2026 schedule will be the most difficult schedule in the country. Because if you flip it and you keep at Georgia, at Alabama, play Vanderbilt at home, so those three.
Right.
Auburn has played Missouri, Kentucky for 4 years. You played Oklahoma last couple. So conceivably, you could, if you're Auburn right now, you could go at Georgia, at Alabama, Vandy at home, and it could be Texas, LSU, Ole Miss, Florida.
Yep.
So you could have and probably South Carolina, but so I don't know how it's going to work, but I'd expect some changes. Mississippi State would obviously be on there again, but that's what I'm anxious to see. How do they try to balance this schedule out?
Right.
Going, okay, everybody, you're going to play everybody in the next 4 years, which is a good deal. But do they just totally flip it, or do they just say, hey, here's what the computer spit out and go with it? Because somebody's going to get a great schedule. Somebody's going to get a rough one. You can end up like Florida this year and get a really rough one to go along with a couple of really tough non-conference games. You look at baseball, and it was kind of spit out, looked like the luck of the draw because Arkansas got a really great deal. Auburn's just come somewhere in the middle.
Right.
But it's going to be tough no matter who you face.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. Again, do you like the 9-game schedule format?
I do. I think and I think the one thing that hopefully fans will come to realize is that when you play 9 games and you play a 10th, that 9-3 is a really, really good season.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, and because you may be in the playoffs.
Right.
And I think people have to start thinking about it almost in NFL mentality a little bit.
Yep.
And that, look, one loss does not end a season.
Oh,
it's just not the way it works anymore. 2 losses don't.
I was going to say 2 losses doesn't even end the season.
No, and that's the thing. So I think people have to start realizing that, because we think and you think
this
about
isn't a BCS era anymore.
Well, and that's it. You think about it going, look, man, he lost the game. Okay, that's it. Your national championship hopes are over with.
Right.
Not now. Now when you start, after 2 games, you start going, okay, now it starts to get a little dicey. So I think I like it because it's going to create more. It's going to create more good games, and you can afford to lose games now. So I think tougher schedule. The one thing that I really want to see is what happens with rosters. I do think we're going to see 5 for 5. I think that has to happen to go along with all these Power 4 leagues playing 9 conference games now. You're playing more and more difficult games. You need more guys. So you're not redshirting anyone. You got 5 years to play 5 years. If you need that freshman to play 3 games and he played 2 early in the year, all of a sudden you need him because of injuries late in the season, play him because it doesn't matter. So I think that's going to, impact that as well.
A lot of good stuff, Jason. Again, appreciate you jumping on this morning. And again, a lot of big things going on. We're approaching the halfway part of the season already. It's crazy how fast it goes by, and almost to that bye week. And then, of course, the information on Coach Pearl and then Stephen taking over and the press conference tomorrow that we'll bring to everybody. So a lot going on out here. And of course the schedule reveal, like we said, of the 3 permanent teams really that'll happen later on today. So before we get off, Jason, tell everybody where they can find you and how they can keep up with everything going on at 24/7.
Yeah, tons of stuff. Check us out, auburnundercover.com, obviously part of the 24/7 network. Sign-up deals going on right now. Obviously, if you sign up for the full year, it comes with Paramount Plus as well. So like you're talking about the best deal around. You can get a ton of great shows and things.
I was going to say all the great shows right now are on Paramount.
So you'll have Paramount Plus to go along with that yearly subscription. So come check us out. All the social media channels, YouTube page, all our videos. We did like kind of emergency podcast on Monday after Bruce Pearl, so you can check that out. My 2-minute timeouts every day. So come look at those as well. So lots of things to come check out.
And there's never been anything more truer than 24/7 because I feel like that's what I do. I don't sleep anymore. I just work 24 hours, 7 days a week and travel and then wake up and go, where am I? So,
that's it.
But a lot of fun. Hopefully this weekend it'll be fun for Auburn fans and all, and Auburn will get a big win at Texas A&M. But Jason, we appreciate it so much. Thanks to all of you out there that watch us each and every day. We appreciate it so much. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go out there and do so and hit that like button. It helps us out tremendously. Hope everybody has the best day ever out there. Be nice to people, and we will see you tomorrow for another